Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings is a fairly new rank-and-file fantasy game that has been growing in popularity over the last couple years. Now, with the increased popularity of this game, a lot of people are wondering, how do I bring Conquest to my gaming store? Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what we're going to discuss in today's video. So let's go ahead and dive right in to how you can build your Conquest community. Before I dive too deep into how to build a community for Conquest, I want to go over 3 reasons why you should play Conquest. It is definitely one of the coolest miniatures games on the market right now. Reason number 1, the miniatures for Conquest are insane. The game is designed at a 36mm scale, which means that the models are larger and they can pack more detail onto them. Conquest also features some incredible resin models that are part of their Artisan series, as well as collector's models that are only available for a limited amount of time. All of this results in an excellent experience for any miniature painter out there. Reason number 2, Conquest's gameplay is very enjoyable. It features alternating activations and a deployment mechanic that results in your units starting the game off of the table and then marching on in tiers based on light, medium, and heavy. This results in very tactical placement of your units on the board and prevents the game from being able to end in the first couple rounds. In my experience, this is the first game I've encountered where I can honestly say that the units that I take in my army are less important than how I use those units on the table. Now, that doesn't mean I can ignore list building, but I really enjoy that in Conquest I can build a list around whatever theme I want, and as long as I know how to use it, it's going to do well on the tabletop. Reason number 3, Conquest has one of the coolest community support programs that I've ever seen a miniatures company use. They have something called the Vanguard program, wherein central players in each community can become Vanguards and receive official demo and promotional support from the company. They also have access to direct communication with the designers of the game, so feedback from players to the designers can happen within a matter of a day or two. They also use something called the Living World, which is a world map on their website where players can go every week and vote on developments in the lore. They've also allowed their players to vote for the next army in the game in the past. All of this results in a very involved community, which keeps people excited and happy, which means once you get a community going, it's not going to disappear unless you really do something to mess it up. One of the biggest obstacles facing new Conquest players right now is the fact that because the game is newer, not every store has an existing community for the game system already, and that's where you come in. The first step to building a Conquest community is to become a Vanguard. Now, the ideal setup is for every store to have its own Vanguard, and becoming a Vanguard only takes a few weeks and isn't all that expensive to do. The first thing you're going to want to do if you want to become a Vanguard is to pick up the 2-player starter set from the Parabellum website. This starter set is an excellent value, featuring 2 armies that are built out to 600 points that are well-rounded enough to give your players an accurate impression of how the game plays. They're also useful for building armies quickly for tournaments, which means that they're a great selling point for any players that you're trying to get into the game. Once you have your 2-player starter set, next thing you want to do is build all the models and grab a friend and play through your first game of Conquest. You want to make sure you understand the rules mechanics before you start demoing the game to other people. Once you've done that, you're going to want to start painting your models. Painted models draw in a lot more attention to the game when you're demoing it at a store or club, and so you always want to make sure your models are painted to the best standard that you can do. And if you're wondering how to paint your models, well, I just so happen to have a series of painting tutorials that you can watch here on my channel, so go check those out, and maybe you'll find something helpful there. Once all of your miniatures are painted and ready to go, you're ready to apply for the Vanguard program. And this is the easiest step. All you have to do is go to the Parabellum website, find the Vanguard tab, and there you're going to hit a button that says Contact Us. You put Vanguard as the subject of your message, and then message them expressing your desire to become a Vanguard. Now note, when you become a Vanguard, they're going to ask you what store you're going to be the Vanguard for. So you're going to want to go and talk to the store manager at the store you want to demo at, and make sure they're okay with you promoting the game there. At this point, you're pretty much ready to start demoing games of Conquest. Now, you don't have to be a Vanguard to run demo games, but becoming a Vanguard will help you to have official support and backing from Parabellum Games, which is very useful, especially when you start getting into giving out prizes and doing giveaways. Now, we'll go into how to run a demo game in my next community building video here on the channel, so be watching for that. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and like it and then subscribe to my channel so you can see future videos. As always, have an amazing day, and we'll catch you in the next one.